Kennedy enya ade a wode ne ho be hye NPP amonyekuyo wonum dwumade bebere no amu na emom onye na adwene nso se okọ akwate amonyekuyo foforo yebeka ya endra na NPP wo so no kokoroka amonyekuyo wonum nyina ehia o UPSC won krampompirima ntemu a wonum de ayeyie ne na ase ede ma awurade twede amponkwa ambasa yi adom se watimi ahwa amonyekuyo no ho ban na o matimi akwa abato ano na abaneto na timi ya asumdwe watimi waka mebia mbem obi empre obi anwuo na sebe watimi ayi de obetu franka de ama monyekuo na asumdwe mu na nso so wonum kokohia ya mpenifo ede krata ma omo so mo mra nya omo nyina na bae emu ba akopɛ ene Kennedy akompreko Japan Kennedy ama wo mse wo mu a na yese omo ba bie no enipa nan no aka no a sebe no omo eye num ma ekoto omo so aba na nyina na yese nkomo ba na obia betu no mu ton eka asem kakra de kira amonyekuo no munya ne da so se aba ya to awie de na nso so se enka bo mapa bi ewo ho Kennedy Japan wa ama eno ebeda abonti nipa bebre no a na aka nsem bebre no se Kennedy wo Kumasi ana se Kennedy wo Ghana ha na wa amonyekuo se yampase waje atum se wo prasumdwe pa unity nsem a wa bo de ho de woro no se wunim de na wo ka de adenti na ye nyina yakode awurade ase na wa amba neno ena enne kwasi kwa aten ya won ye wakasamafo de Kennedy akompare ko Japan wa kire ni nyina mu e de akire nsemtwerefo no ne yenuanom joy prime fo bonkomo neno na oba be kire mu se wo mu se Kennedy akompare ko wa amade ne nso eno nche se okotena amonyekuo adanti mpenifo no mamba ne nyina obi akotena amonyekuo na enye sa na tie ba na wamba no ono kwasi kwa ate no kro ye NPP ni pure mapa ne nso so wanko bibi na to ni ntira entimo obi nka se Kennedy ama eno nti ne wanko no obi bisa se enti susu ampa se nye Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na ewe ne ye ena ka Kennedy na ewe ne ye nti nka Bawumia nko obekọ anase nka wonko eno ye nsem bebre no ano mepese wode wadwe nkyere baba na NPP sebi mo se mo kono ma na nso so mo ye yiprebu wo kwan sa nso so na mo se mo ka kobra wuo na nso so mpafe pa ne esomo a mode na mo fo wadwe nkyere bra de ye hwe ne nya daje ne ntie kwasi kwa ate bra woni ye nua ba ehia odwe pram a wonum ebo sankomo yi.
So it is not a case that if Ken could not go for the Thanksgiving service, it means that maybe he's not supporting the party, or probably the news about he's going to go in.
Start a whole new party for himself.
It's completely untenable. But that would be out of bad faith. I mean, people have asked President Kufuor was not there, so is he also going to start his own party? President Kufuor was not there, is he also going to start his own party? I didn't see my sister Rebecca Kufu there. She's also going to start her own party. I'm not so sure about Thatcher, who everybody knew was very instrumental in Bawumia's campaign. I've not seen him in any of the pictures. Assuming without admitting he was not there, does also mean that his loyalty to the party is only shaking.
Were you there?
Come again?
Were you there?
I wasn't. I was also out of town. Like Ken himself was out of town. Ken himself was out of town. But I'm here speaking for the party, and I think that should be enough.
Honorable Ken, what to say?
Oh, no way.
No way.
When was it? The day we lost the election was Saturday, 31st of January 2026. Sunday, some of us went to church. If you saw on social media, I led the team to Prophet Bernard's place.
Yes.
And subsequently, that was the next day was Monday. Ken resumed work. You know, I mean, he's a business-minded person. He doesn't waste time. He had a lot of work doing, and at some point had to pause to also give maximum and full attention to the political processes out to the election. I mean, elections has always had two outcomes. Is it that you win or you lose? So when his expectations was not met, the next thing was to focus on his businesses, which, I mean, this time around, he want to focus more on production, manufacturing, and industrialization. So he's fine. He's busy on his business schedules.
Let me take you back a bit in the statement you made, and let's talk about Prophet Bernard.
Yeah.
I mean, after the whole, it brought some level of optimism, didn't it? Definitely did.
Prior to the election.
Prior to the election.
I mean, certainly, especially, I mean, maybe let me even use myself as a case study.
Yeah.
I have been under his ministration.
Okay.
and a prophecy was given in relation to Lawan Babo's arrest and detention.
Okay.
The prophecy was given directly to Lawan Babo's daughter. 4 years on, subsequently, I had the opportunity to work in the Ministry of Education, and I saw an alert through the media where the prophecy has been fulfilled. So somebody like me, I had every basis to have full confidence in the prophecy, especially as a Christian, when the Bible has said that believe in my prophecy and believe in my word. So I didn't have any basis to doubt. So yes, we're highly optimistic. At the end of the day, it didn't materialize as such. And for me, my understanding is that God has his own greater plans. And of course, they say the voice of the people has always been the voice of God. Of course, I mean, I do also know that sometimes the exception. Sometimes when the people are determined to move in a certain direction, even God can step aside and second their mercy. But I mean, with this one, I have every confidence that indeed the voice of the people is the voice of God. And so we subjected ourselves to a process. It was more physical process. Yes, the prophecies were there. As a people, as a team, we believed in the prophecies, but we did not bank all our hopes on prophecies, because prophecies alone cannot really less.
Yeah.
If you say you go to America and you don't make an application to the embassy and subject yourself to the interview process, certainly you're not going to secure any visa to even go to America. So yes, we're not banking all our hopes. We worked so hard. Our team toured the country like 3 times, obviously soliciting support from the delegates. I don't want to say unfortunately, maybe unfortunate to our team, but it's fortunate to the NPP that the delegates spoke. They believe in the direction of Dr. Baumia. We respect that, even in the spirit of sportsmanship and civility. We say that, well, that if that is what the delegates want, why not? We all respect that. We consider defeat, and we have to move on as one party.
And I definitely do know that one question in relation to this same story that will be lurking in the minds of Ghanaians is Kennedy's relationship with the prophet still.
Yes. You know, proud to the prophecy. I mean, publicly, everybody has his own view about Kennedy. You know, Kennedy is really not into these prophecies and other things. He believes in God.
Exactly, which took a number of us by surprise by that.
He believes in God, end of story.
Right.
But I must admit that throughout the process, we as a team arranged for Ken to meet Prophet Bernard on one occasion. I think there were subsequent times with Prophet Bernard's birthday. We called him and Ken wished him a happy birthday.
Okay.
I mean, those were the only moments they had any interaction. Because, you know, Ken as a person is not really a fan of prophecies and those things. He's a pure Orthodox person. He is a Methodist guy, end of story. I believe there is God, but the rest has to do with you. If you want to be successful, you have to be consistent with hard work, anything that you do. That's his philosophy. So, I mean, some of us were even surprised that if for any person at all, prophecies will be directed on Ken's victory. And for us, that even gave us that level of assurance that if any prophet is to prophesy for anybody, ordinarily, the natural expectation will not be Kennedy and Japan. Because, I mean, he's been in the media, people have different views. I strongly believe that he did what Christ did 2,000 years ago by standing against a certain new order that has crept into the church and was destroying the church of God.
Okay.
He stood against it, but of course it was misinterpreted and other things. So obviously there wouldn't be every pastor who would like his approach, who would like his style. We are not used to it. And so for Prophet Bernard, and of course, I mean, Prophet Bernard has taken responsibility for it.
Yeah,
and I commend him.
Certainly.
Yeah, so, I mean, I can quote him, but all other prophets that also gave that prophecy, that, well, Mr. Kennedy Apon, you will lead the NPP.
Yes, I think there were about 3 different prophets.
Indeed, there are even more. From our data, we could have about 15 to 20 of them.
What?
But you see, when there is success, everybody will own an association. But when, I mean, there is also, I don't want to call it failure, but when the expectations were not met or what has been prophesied had not come into being, people may not also want to be associated with it. But Bernard has taken responsibility He's a human being. He in the spirit of accountability, he said that, well, I take the blame, let's move on. We also did, I think we did what was right by going to him. You see, even beyond spirituality, he's a human being.
Yeah.
And we felt he need that level of support. He need that level of encouragement. I for once, do not doubt his spiritual acumen.
Okay.
I do not doubt his credibility as a man of God.
Okay.
I have always believed that prophecy, like the statement I made in the church, and like faith is a walk with God and not a transaction with God.
Okay.
When you walk with God, you know the personality and the character that you are dealing with. So that even if God says, I'm going to perform this, and he doesn't perform, because of the confidence that you have in his character and personality, you believe that it is for your greater good.
Okay.
But if you are having a transaction with God, he goes, I'm going to give you this one. The last time he gave you this one, next time he said, I'm going to give it to you. And he doesn't give you this time because you don't know him, you've not worked with him. You may have your own doubts and issues with him. But in our case, we believe that we trust his ministry. I mean, I cannot see. So I'm unable to interrogate much into that.
Okay.
But I mean, all in all, we have to, yes, give Caesar's own to what belongs to Caesar. And of course, what also belongs to the party, we have to give to them.
Okay.
We went through a process, subjected ourselves to a process. The party people decided. We went against the prophecy. Well, so be it. We just have to come together and move on.
On the day the elections happened, on the day that the collation was happening and the numbers, the votes were being counted and all that, there was an interview you spoke with one media person where you did say that whoever emerges as the winner, you would, support and all that. And I believe that a number of Ghanaians were looking forward to seeing a more unified force when it comes to not just one person who contested and his team with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, but then entirely. But then on the Thanksgiving, the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's Thanksgiving service, Kennedy Japan was not present.
Well, let me take you back a bit. During the coalition process, since I had traveled to my constituency to at least go and also engage them a bit. Usually candidates may give some small transportation to support delegates. I also went to top up at my constituency with the hope that it's going to go well. I got to Accra quite late, slept very late into the morning. So I was very hungry during the collation time because I had been moving throughout the whole night up to that time. And during the collation, I ordered for rice and I was eating and I saw the figures. And I mean, after some 15, 20 minutes, I texted one of my guys in the coalition, Steve. I said, Steve, tell us, let's say you lose. He said, we are losing. I said, where are you? He said, I'm eating. He said, you still can eat.
You can
I said, so I should die or what? So I finished eating, went upstairs, and indeed, we noticed that it was not going well. But of course, you always have to take responsibility. I was the spokesperson of the campaign and needed to also manage the expectations of even our supporters and the whole party people. So that was why I granted the interview. Because if we are confident you are winning, we won't come and say, oh, everybody that wins will accept and we wish everybody the best. It was just a way of...
No, as a matter of fact, I could tell from your demeanor,
I was very calm. So you could... I wasn't in a jubilatory mood, very modest.
Not at all.
We've seen something, so we have to be very modest. And... We had to just do it like that. So yes, like we rightly stated, we reiterated our commitment to support the party, and I still believe that commitment is still there. If you recall, yes, Kennedy Japan spokesperson as last member of NPP. That was the flyer that you guys even did. Spokesperson is quite personal. It goes beyond just working as a campaign. You represent the image of such a person. So you don't just abandon like that. But beyond that, my loyalty first is to Ghana and, of course, the new Patriotic Party. I met Ken even yesterday, last 2 days. The 14th was Saturday, right?
Yes, it was a Saturday.
We had lunch together, even together with his family, had some series of meetings, some conversations. And so we had some conversation in relation to this, and I can confidently tell you that Ken's commitment to the NPP has rather increased. He respects the decision of the delegates. If you recall, he even did a video where he was thanking delegates, and the NPP flag was positioned right behind or beside him. So it is not a case that if Ken could not go for the Thanksgiving service, it means that maybe he's not supporting the party, or probably the news about he's going to go in.
Start a whole new party for himself.
It's completely untenable. But that would be out of bad faith. I mean, people have asked President Akufo-Addo was not there, so is he also going to start his own party? President Akufo was not there, is he also going to start his own party? I didn't see my sister Rebecca Akufo there. Is he also going to start her own party? I'm not so sure about Thatcher, who everybody knew was very instrumental in Baromia's campaign. I've not seen him in any of the pictures. Assuming without admitting he was not there, does also mean that his loyalty to the party is unshaken.
Were you there?
Come again?
Were you there?
I wasn't. I was also out of town, like Ken. Ken himself was out of town. Ken himself was out of town. But I'm here speaking for the party, and I think that should be enough. Ken was out of town, but I'm sure subsequent engagements, if he had the opportunity, he would go. But what is most important is that he still belongs to the New Patriotic Party.
Okay.
He supports the party. He would do everything to support the party. But I mean, let's also be very honest to ourselves. Ken is not a robot. He's not a machine. He's a human being.
He's got emotions. He's got feelings.
Yeah, you have feelings and everything. Sometimes you also sit back and have your own reflections. I mean, it can be said that for a whole 1 year, you are accused that it was your utterances that caused the party's defeat in 2024. You are not a presidential material. I mean, people who had even very close relations could even go out and say, yeah, there's a guy who has been insulting women, he's unpresidential. So, I mean, sometimes let's be very honest to ourselves. He
seemed quite unperturbed about all those many
but he's a
things
human being. I mean, it's just like a boxer.
And so went ahead to do what he wanted to do.
It's just like a boxer. Boxers may be very aggressive in the ring and everything.
Right.
But when they get into their own clothes,
they have
their own moments where they reflect and say that, well, maybe I should have done this, maybe this. I mean, he's a human being. So beyond everything, let's also acknowledge that and give him that respect. At the moments like this, he just lost an election.
Right.
He will need time to reflect. He will need time to be with his family and other things. It can be said that one person consistently, Okwe report said that you caused our defeat. It's your utterances. You don't respect women. You don't do this after all the sacrifice this man has invested into our party. And consistently, he feels he's being treated in such a manner.
Right.
Certainly. I mean, I may forgo a lot of them because I probably have not invested as much as he has. And maybe I can be able to give certain responses that as a candidate, he's not allowed to. So there are some times that people may want to have their own solemn moment, have a deep reflection about everything, and at the right time, you will see them very active again.
Are you in any way privy to he having, okay, so you have mentioned that he's human, we should give them that, we should be given that room for reflection and all of that.
And respect, out of respect and all that. Are you privy to he, to some extent, acknowledging that indeed, or he did contribute to some extent when it comes to NPP's defeats during the 2024 elections, verbally mostly, and then also, is there any level of regret in those actions? You see, working with Ken, we are not shy of taking responsibility.
Okay.
I mean, you know the Ken style. He's not shy of taking responsibility. And so if directly or indirectly, his utterances or comments contributed to our defeat, I am not sure Ken will be so arrogant in coming to make an admission and apologizing and move on. Ken takes responsibility as a man. But, I mean, there are objective realities that no matter how we may want to rationalize and even try to justify deep within ourselves, we cannot still run away from it. Let me give you a classic example. This is a Samsung phone. This is an iPhone.
Right.
You cannot look at this and say, to you, this is Samsung, and to you, this is an iPhone. There are objective realities that we all cannot run away from.
Okay.
Deep within you and I, and every other person, we all know that it was not the utterances of Ken that made the NPP lose the election.
But they say it contributed.
Well, you see, I don't want to go those back and forth. They contributed, they did not contribute, because as soon as you enter into that conversation, you may also be forced to bring out what you also believe contributed to it. There was a committee that was established to look into it, report. I mean, the political moments, the tense moment, people may want to explore things that may even be untrue to propagate and smear, run these old smear campaigns and other things. But right now, election is over. In the spirit of unity, I believe that we must not revisit those conversations. I expect each and every one, whether the winner or the losers, to act in good faith and act better for the ultimate good and proper image.
To move forward from it, move away from it, forget it and leave it in the past. Basically, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, because whether that's what I'm saying. I brought the objective reality test. That honestly, when we have our own reflections in our own closet, do we genuinely think that it was Ken who caused NPP's defeat? And assuming without admitting that same is true or not true, then the logic will be that if Ken is to keep quiet or remain silent till the next 3 years, does that mean that automatically it will translate into NPP winning? It may not necessarily be so.
Okay.
Because there are only two outcomes even in the general elections in 2028.
Right.
Either we win or we lose. So let's say today we bring a device that is able to shut Ken's mouth and lock him in a room. Does it automatically
mean that NPP would win?
Does it automatically guarantee a win for the NPP? So for me, I feel we should move away from such conversations.
Right.
It's divisive, it's unfair, and if we are being very honest to ourselves out of respect, we should, not publicly, but even behind the scene, be apologizing and saying sorry to ourselves for some of these scars that has been created. It did not come from one side. Probably even our side too, it also came from our side. We should learn to take responsibility that, my brother, we went into contest, this and this and this were said. Maybe I had the opportunity to regulate it. I also didn't have the opportunity to control it. But on this note, let's let everything move forward.
Right.
And of course, I'm sure even Ken's side too, we might have also went into excesses, crossed certain lines that ordinarily we shouldn't have crossed. And also apologize and move on. But to revisit whether Ken's comments was the one that caused the party defeat and blah, blah. Ken has been talking since 92. How did we win less than 2000?
Okay, all right. So briefly, what's the way forward with Kennedy Japan?
Well, I mean...
And how, what's he bringing on the table?
I think at the individual level, he's a man on a mission and a man that still has a vision. And at the individual level, the conversation that I had with him last Saturday, he's bent on still creating jobs for the youth.
Okay.
Through opening more companies, especially manufacturing. Recall recently there was some news that he's going to at least establish a factory in each of the 16 regions. I think it's something that the guy is still living beyond that. He's also bent on building the capacity of many young people, even at the private level. And of course, politically too, I have to state emphatically that he's still a member of the NPP.
Okay.
And news that Ken is going
to start his own party.
His own political party. And people have attributed it to the fact that he's a friend to one Mr. Otibones and they saw him in a certain video. Ken is a friend to John Mahama too. So is Ken also going to support NDC? Is it the logic?
Okay.
Ken is a friend to Alan Chamartin. It's the logic that because he's a friend to Alan Chamartin, if Alan Chamartin is doing movement for change, automatically Ken is also a member of movement for change. But I'm saying that there comes a time where we need to give people the room to reflect and come around at the time that is appropriate for them. He's not left the party. If you recall, he was the first person that even made a concession. If you recall, somebody, during the concession speech, somebody said, no, Ken, no vote. He said, no, that is not acceptable. 3 years is long, and people have even misconstrued that. This is a guy who, at that time, was addressing his supporters. That 3 years is a long time. You will heal. You'll be fine. Let's respect the decision of the party. But even that one was misconstrued, that Ken wishes doom for whoever won, which, for me, I felt it was unfair. But I can understand. We went into a very tense election. It is only natural that our mood, everything would change, some level of animosity, some level of acrimony. It is only natural. But I'm saying that at a time like this, at a crucial time like this, he lost. But even when you lose, you also have a responsibility to make sure that you unite the party.
Okay.
And of course, the greater responsibility also lies on who won. Because
the leader.
I recall when I used to come for interviews, say, oh, the way Ken is, if he wins, how can he unite the party? Thankfully, he didn't win. so I'm sure the burden of uniting the party straightly does not rest on him. But I can assure you that whatever Kennedy or Hine Japan needs to do to unite the party from his own level, he will do it.
Okay. What's the way forward for you in the NPP?
First of all, I mean, beyond my public life, which appears political, I have a profession as a young man.
Okay.
I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
I'll continue to add more value to myself.
Okay.
And hopefully this year, I hope to start a family, officially.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
I need to be happy. I need to get home. Somebody say,
and welcome you home.
Welcome me home and give me soup and hug me.
And hug you.
What I say?
So Valentine's Day, how did you celebrate it?
I was with Ken.
Oh.
I was with Ken and his family.
And his family.
Yes.
So you went to Perch.
You see, it's inappropriate. That's why I have to register my officially. So yes, I add more value to myself. That is all that I seek to do. Add value to yourself. Be consistent in anything that you do. And of course, I have always believed that the true identity of every person lies in a well-balanced aggregation of career, family, and marriage. So those ones, maybe I don't see myself as fulfilled, but I'm fine. So I pursue all those things.
Okay.
And of course, politically, we'll continue to work for the NPP. We'll continue to work for Dr. Bawumia to win. Of course, the rest in the hands of Ghanaians.
Yeah.
And everything that we have to do as a party, even from an individual level, we're visiting, I speak. I do a lot of things, but unfortunately, the value people place on me as a communicator, somebody who talks.
Oh, it's fine. Way beyond that.
It's fine. It's even honoring. But even at my level, we'll do everything to make sure that 2028, Dr. Bawumia becomes the president of our country.
Okay, so just a few moments ago, you did say that on Saturday you were with Kennedy Japan.
Yes, Saturday, yes.
So was it after that he went out of town?
Yes, it was Saturday. Yeah, right after Saturday.
Right after.
Yeah, he went out of town.
Okay.
You want to do the calculation?
Yes. It's not just me, but our viewers too. Everybody wants to do the calculation.
I've been doing this for years now, and I'm prepared for this interview, so you won't get me. Don't worry. You should know I've been doing this for now. But sincerely, he was out of town. But what is most important? That's why I asked you a rhetorical question. President Akufo-Addo wasn't there, so is the conclusion that President
Akufo-Addo, his regime is over?
My own uncle Brian.
Sorry.
My own friend and uncle Brian, Dr. Brian. I probably talked to Brian more than I talked to Ken.
Okay.
Brian wasn't also there. So could you also place...
So why wasn't he there?
I'm not able to speak for him. I don't speak for him. Right. But I also picked signal that he was also not in town. So people were all not in town.
A number of them were not in town.
President Akufo couldn't be there. Madam Rebecca Akufo-Addo couldn't be there. Ulu suggests that they are now